Hello and good evening, everyone. So this is day 2 of Be Agile Scrum, and we are graduating further from basics or from history towards the real learning. But before get into that, let me remind us all that why we are here. So we are here with only one intent, and that is to get. So can we have some answers? That
Placed.
Yes, exactly. You are right. So we are here to get placed. And if that is the intent, understand that in the long run, what exactly happens, the goal, the objective keeps on fading away. And this fading away of and the harm to these and hurt to this goal has to be protected. And how do we protect it? We protect it by setting up some. Do you remember what we do for protecting
Code
our
of
goals?
honor.
Exactly, you're right. To protect our goals, we must need to follow our code of honor. Follow, and to follow that, we must remind ourselves what are those. So every single time before we get started, and then we remind that why we have started and how we can protect it, then it becomes really vital to get abide by this and continue to follow this, and there is no chance that we keep on means forgetting it. So I myself, every single time with my other students, really every time I repeat this for myself, so that always it is always fresh in my mind that how we get started and why we get started. So let me share my screen so that you will come to know about it. So there are 6 code of honors and core values we follow over here. The very first one is the showing up live. Recording is okay, but when you show up live, you brings the light to the lives. Okay, so why we do to be on time, show up live, because we want to practice being on time, being punctual and highly committed. Because once you get placed and there are various trainings to attend, and that is the time when you need to keep it up. So you imagine this thing that since childhood you are practiced, or you are put up in such practice that you need to be away from your home, and you are in the school for 6 to 8 hours, but no one realizes why the such system has been built. Such system has been built because once you get placed, you will have been that time, you will have the habit to start spending time outside home. Okay, and you can work for 8 hours or more than that. So this is a complete planned move, but very few know about it, very few realize it. So in the similar manner, when you show up live, you be on time, you be punctual and remain highly committed. You practice same to get repeated once you get placed. And there is one universal law behind it, which says that how you do anything is how you do everything, by one of my mentor. The second one is the being full stack student. So every single time, it is not necessary that whatever you have been just doing, you do that, and whatever you feel like not doing, you are not doing that. Guys, you need to be full stack student. And who is the one who does all the assignments, keep on doing self research apart from learning what they have, and repeat what you have learned. Okay, the third one is taking the full responsibility. It is quite easy to take the full responsibility of what you have done and attract the success, but it comes on their heart when they see that they have not done something, and they start seeing themselves as a failing. Because when you study, you get the marks with the flying colors, but when you don't study, still you get the marks, and that is the zero. So the moment you take the responsibility of this fail, you take the responsibility of correcting it. So in that way, when you correct it, this failure becomes the trail for the success. So remember to take the responsibility, whether you have done the assignment or not. This is going to attract whatever you are practicing towards success or failure. So, and on this path, you need to continuously develop your mindset towards the deep learning, remain positive, and go complaint free, and load yourself with the gratitude. So for that, you need to be increasing your receptivity since your day will start, and that you do with the following of the strangest secret, the audio which I have given. Few of you who has asked, and those have not got it who have not asked. So whoever were mindful, they have received it. I request all of you to start practicing it, start daily listening for 30 days, and you will get to see the result unfolding towards a really new trajectory. And second, start your learning by following golden quadrant of the learning, and that starts with declaration, then learn, and then draw, and then summarize. I really want to appreciate Ruby and Tejaswini for doing the assignment, for summarizing it. It was really day one, first day, and the way you have tried summarizing it, really amazing. So you have covered it all. So what else you can do in that? You can show in the camera that, hey, I'm going to explain this, your drawing. Okay, and the moment you feel like referring it back, once again pull that piece of paper, show in the camera, now I am going to explain this. So it brings more authenticity, despite you subliminally at your subconscious level thinking, I should be checking this reference, I should be referring while recording or not. You can go it easily, because that gives you authenticity to do so. So very, very well done. So start your learning with the declaration, and then you draw, and then you summarize like you have started doing with 1 minute or 2 minutes of video that gets reachable towards the recruiters who are just visiting or connected with Guru schools. So on this note, let me also tell you what else can be done. Okay, so we are going to get started with golden quadrant of learning, and the very first thing before we get into it is declaration. And declaration is what you are going to first set up an anchor. At the count of 3, we are going to give a self high five, that is a clap, and then repeat what we have selected on the screen. So are you ready to declare, everyone? Give me some yeses. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3 and clap. I am a quick learner.
I am a
I'm
quick
a quick
learner.
learner.
What others can learn and master, I too can do that.
Others can learn and master. I too can do that.
Thank you so much. So one more time, we are going to read the another selected statement. With the count of 3, you are going to give a self. Literally, you have to do a clap. Otherwise, this doesn't work. So 1, 2, 3 and clap. Because I am an awesome learner.
Because I am an awesome
Because
learner.
I'm an awesome learner.
Today's learning is going to be super duper easy to me. Today's
learning is going to be
easy
super
to me.
duper easy to me.
Exactly. It is going to be because you said so. Okay. And apart from this, remember to be giver. That makes you that keeps your ego away, and on this path of learning. And when you are giving, you are going to grow. So while you are growing, that also makes you more spiritually grounded, and have the intention of doing more charity, because there are two sciences behind it. Once universal law, when you grow, when you give, you grow, and when you receive, you may survive. So start having an intent of doing charity. If you are already earning, by giving away 5% of your earning, okay, to the charity or causes wherever you believe in, just not to get it back, because what goes around comes around. So not to just take it back, but also to inspire others. I have been doing in my community, many students are doing. But remember, this is not only to give away, but also to inspire many who are really not active in giving away. So this is a must for those who want to earn. Okay, so at least 5 to 10% should go away in the charity. And Start appreciating this, because what you appreciate appreciates you. So appreciate what you do, what others do for you, and even what does not happen to you, because every single scene in your life is preparing to you for another scene. So every single step is the preparation for the next step. So on this note, let us move back where in the, let me bring you the slide. Okay. So what we have seen so far, seen last time, was this. Okay, so we started with introduction. We talked about Agile and Scrum, uh, so we are going to get into the details of this business and practices and framework. So today we will be learning what all these things are there. Okay, and we also talked about the strangest secret, and why it is important to optimize your LinkedIn profile and continue to attend RRP session, how you are engaged every single 7 days, every single day over here, and every week, because you start with Tuesday, you start with Friday, and Friday is learning, and you go back, you draw, and you get a full time and come back on Saturday with the summary. Okay, so summary day also, you are still studying, you are engaging, you are doing your self research, you are then coming back once again on Sunday, and after Sunday you go back and prepare the same for Monday. You share the summary, and then you attend RRP sessions on Tuesday. Wednesday, you have a breather time. And then Thursday, you again attend RRP session. Even though it is repeated, you are highly encouraged to do so, because it keeps on adding value and make you visible. So the more you are visible, visibility is to start your credibility. So visibility, credibility, and marketability goes hand in hand. Okay, so that's the reason Tuesday, Thursday sessions are important. And again on Friday, you are back with us. Okay, so all right, who has done the assignment? I know Ruby has done, or who else? Tejashwini has done. And in case this time you have missed it, make sure that next time you are going to cover it up, so it's your more visibility and credibility, marketability, so that you are ready to get placed. So what we are going to learn today? Today we are going to learn about Agile Manifesto, agility in the projects, tools for practicing such agiles. Okay, so are we all ready to learn?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, only two
Yes.
people. Only two
Yes.
people. I'll then I'll have.
Yes.
Okay, okay, fine. I heard all the voices then. Otherwise, I thought that I'll have to go ahead with only these two people. So who said yes initially, but no. So all right, once again, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Radha.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
Disha, Sneha, and Sharda, and Suchana is connected.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
Ruby. Yes,
Yes.
thank you. So here we go. So first, understand what is Agile Principle and Agile Manifesto. Like we start with, like Guru School has its 6 pillars. Like be Agile Scrum training, the way we start, and we means including me, when we get started, we talk about our core values. In the similar manner, when agility was introduced, okay, agile methodology was introduced, and we talked about why what agile is, a kind of methodology, in our last a session. So it was also protected by its Agile Manifesto. When you will go on scrum.org, you will find Agile has got 4 values and 12 principles. So what all are those 4 values? I want someone to read these 4 values. So who can unmute yourself? Okay, I see Disha is unmuted. Disha, could you please read the first one for me?
Sure.
Individuals and interactions over processes and tools.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tejashni. So understand this, individual and interaction over the processes and tools. So what has happened? We are using Zoom as a tool, right? We have the process. That process is that communication. Okay, we communicate through WhatsApp. Okay, again there is a tool involved. Okay, but every single time we do, and for that we have to create, we need to repeat this activity by creating and scheduling this meeting. Okay, they schedule this meeting in the Zoom. So do you follow the process is scheduling and the tool becomes the Zoom? Are you with me so far?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. But even though we have done it today, it was for me surprise, because I don't stay in that zone, in your zone, not in EST time zone. So I was totally unaware that there is a daylight saving change. And I mean, I was still expecting it to be started after 1 hour, but somehow I got to know, luckily, that okay, daylight saving has happened, and we need to start 1 hour before. Okay, so what exactly happened, I don't know for you, is 1 hour or 2 hours, but for me it's 1 hour before. Okay, so so what exactly happened? How did I come to know about it? I came to know about it through the interaction. There were some interaction going on, I was the part of that, and there I came to know. So what I could have done, so instead of canceling it all, or just readjusting the time, I could have spoken to every individual and communicated, okay, so we are going to start in this way, the timing will be this. So that could have been resolved through whom? Through individuals, right, after talking to you. So but what people give weightage to tools and processes and interaction, tools and processes more, and less on individual and interaction. And how do you need to give the interaction weightage on the interaction? Say for example, you can talk to someone who are there in your reach, in the offices, you can interact with them. Okay, if they are in front of you, you can interact with them. If someone out of your sight, you can send out email to them. Okay, still you are interacting with them. So being professional, when you get placed, Agile follow the similar principle. So minimum, everyone should be there, present in the person, and processes and tools can be minimized, because it should not be the limitation, it should not become the bottleneck to include and any project to get going. Just if you need to communicate something, bring some changes, don't wait to send out email and document it, and then submitting it, publishing it, get it approved from the seniors, and then bring back to the the to the worker, and then get agreeing to do it. Instead, you just go back and follow, talk to them, to fellow members, and get them introduced with the new changes, and the work will not suffer, and still it will go on. So do you understand the basic value is about individual and interaction over processes and tools? So guys, what you need to do, that these are 4 values what we are going to learn, are really 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 important. These are the questions of basic Agile. You must remember this. Okay, so are you with me so far, everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
So Sneha, could you read the second one for me?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, please.
Working software over comprehensive documentation.
Thank you so much, Sneha. So yes, earlier when we used to be the part of waterfall model, and I told you last time that whenever requirement analysis used to come, we never used to go ahead and test it, or analyze it. First, we waited for requirement to get it documented, and then implement, and then design, code, and whatever it is. So you know that we stopped this approach, because by the time the software used to get ready, the software used to get older, and the customer never used to get the updated version. And by the time they could request the new changes, and invite for a new updated version of the software, again when these software with the updated version used to get delivered, again it used to get out of market or outdated from the market. And that used to be a big suffering. So they decided, in agile world, we decided that enough of comprehensive documentation, we must have working software. So in agile world, we don't give weightage on documenting every single thing in the hefty bulky document. You can have everywhere a small sticky note size of ticket, where you can capture or you can break the requirement in a very smaller action item, and you can complete and reach to the completion of the work, so that at the end you must have a working software. So I should be having a working software rather than a big manual. So is it clear to everyone what is the second value?
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you. So the very first one, individual and interaction over processes and tools. Second, working software over comprehensive documentation. And I want to invite someone to read the third one. Who can? So Radha, yes, you
Yeah,
can.
customer collaboration over contract negotiation.
Customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Thank you so much. So what used to happen earlier, negotiation and contract was very important. They always used to refer for any move the agreement. They never used to think about the customer. Otherwise they used to means all the stakeholders used to think in this way, that if we will not collaborate, we will not adhere by the agreement or consent, we cannot really collaborate. And the focus from the customer centricity used to um, go away, it used to fade away. And thereby people used to, and the companies used to lose the project, because they were more oriented towards the adhering to the contract was everything for them. So it also used to bring the loss of the revenue, loss of the people, loss of the stakeholders, loss of the client, and thereby loss of the work. So they decided enough of just focusing around the negotiation and contract and the billings. So my customer should get delighted. And then when this approach started, they could see, everyone could see more productivity, more synergy, and more harmony, and thereby they used to bag more and more businesses. So that's the reason this is a third value, and very important. You must remember, is one of the answer to the question asked in the interviews are what all are the four values. So the third one is customer collaboration over contract negotiation. So for fourth one, who can read it? So Tejaswini, can you please read it?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Responding to change over following a plan.
Responding to change over following a plan. Now you are not only going to study over here about the agile, but in coming days you will also learn about business analysis. Okay, so in business analysis world, or for business analysts, if you are not able to decode the changes, okay, if you are not able to bring the changes, or if you are not able to suggest the changes, let me tell you, your revenue will not grow. When your revenue will not grow, you will stagnate. When you will stagnate, your job will stagnate, and if you will not get the project, and if you will not get the project because you have not suggested any changes, there is no work for you, and you can think how long you can be in the organization once you get placed. So always be happy the moment you could sniff a change. Okay, so because you are the future business analyst along with the scrum master, depending upon your choice, what you want to choose in future. So always how you are responding to change quickly rather than just planning it. Okay, I'll be planning it and then we will be accommodating it. So in fact, any point of time, if you can accommodate the new requested high priority change in upcoming upcoming delivery, then this is going to be really great collaboration and synergy with your customer. Okay, so responding to the change is really, really important all the time, rather than following a plan and again losing a requirement of the customer and thereby finally losing the customer itself. So always focus on the fourth value is responding to the change over the plan. Again, plan is important, but responding to change is the priority. Again, contract is important. Customer collaboration is in the priority. Again, documentation is important, but ultimately working software is priority. Processes and tools are important, but ultimately human communication is important, is the priority. Okay, is it clear? Agile Manifesto, everyone, with 4 values? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very easy, right? Very easy. As we initially declared, we are going to understand because it is going to be super duper easy. So was it super duper easy for you, everyone? 4 values. Thank you. Thank you so much. So let's move towards Agile Principles. And for Agile Principles, we just now seen this value. So these values coins up 12 Agile Principle. And we are going to get to see about these 12 Agile Principle. And in coming days, we will be getting into more detail of it. Okay, so what all are these Agile Principles? So I want to invite someone to read it. And Disha, yes, could you please read it for me, the very first one?
Sure.
Yeah.
Support, trust, and motivate the people involved. Motivated teams are more likely to deliver their best work than unhappy teams.
Okay, so support has to be there, trust has to be there, and motivation and the people should be there. So would you love very monotonous activity and remain continue to do that, or you will really have the fun filled environment and feel more energy and continue to get going to produce more results? Just give me a moment, guys. Hey, thank you, guys. So yes, this was very important, right? Do you really love such kind of environment where you will feel that energy is draining, or you will love such environment where you will see energy is building and you would love to work there? So what kind of, the first one or the second one?
Second one.
Second one, and only one will love the second one. Rest of you will love the first one, right?
No, second one.
Okay, we have got this second person. Okay, who else? And when you,
one.
and why I'm asking you to declare that? The more you declare, you attract that. There is universal law behind that, and try to understand there is science behind it. When you declare, you design your destination. Okay, few things will be new for you, but just be with me so that you will understand. Maybe you will get into a new world totally. So are you following me completely, everyone? So yes,
Yes.
so be in sync and you will get to see lot many such things. So that was one. Second, who can read it? So I'm going to invite. So after Disha, Tejashwini is done. Shada. So
Enable face-to-face interactions. Communication is more successful when development teams are co-located.
okay. So yes, I was talking about face-to-face interaction. So in Agile world, we try to minimize the remote thing. Okay, even though in Agile world people are globally distributed. Okay, so everyone was not together when, and they are from different location. They used to gather in conference room for any kind of interaction, and they used to make sure that at least camera is switched on and they can have this face-to-face interaction. So communication became very important. Even post pandemic, people continue to do such interaction, knowing that people are connecting now from their home. But again, switching on camera became the mandatory part. Okay, here in this session, because this instructor led free training, this is not mandatory over here, but still if we'll follow and consider it as a project, you can switch on your camera and continue to learn. So that is one. So enable face-to-face interaction says that communication is more successful when development teams are co-located together at one place. You can walk down to anyone and everyone, and you can pass on the message. Okay, you cannot wait that you will communicate over the email, when the person will see the email and then he will start drafting the email back, responding, and then recorrecting, then rereading, and then agreeing that okay, this is the perfect. Person may not feel anything bad in whatever we have said. Your facial expression becomes most important. That communicates more. Do you understand what do I mean, why it is important to have a face-to-face interaction?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even if you are talking to someone and the person is not looking at you, and if he will not look at you and he listened your one statement, he may feel sometime, taken aback, because he did not look at your your facial expression and whatever you have spoken. But the moment he will see even some comment from you, and your facial expression is really pleasing, that may not put the person aside, may make you him or her more open to you, because he is noticing your facial expression. Are you following what I mean? Yeah. And
Yes.
that is building the importance of having the face-to-face interaction. So that was the second one. The third one, so we are getting into details. So who can read the third one? So Disha, Sharda and Tejashwini is done. So who can read? Suchana, could you please read the next one?
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
Working software is the primary measure of progress. Delivering functional software to the customer is the ultimate factor that measures progress.
Thank you so much, Sushana. Yes. So ultimately, we have spoken about this in the values as well. So working software is the primary focus, and that is the measure of progress. Okay. So every bits and pieces when it is getting delivered. Okay. In Agile, what is that? It's a brick bread loaf, and we are serving small slices to our consumer. Okay, who want to really consume it, eat it. So ultimately it is not that it should be delivered all at once. So every small pieces can be delivered, and when it is getting delivered, it is working. Okay, that is important. So delivering functional software to the customer is the ultimate factor that measures the progress, that even the upcoming pieces of the software will be working. Okay, even whatever has been delivered, if that is not working, that will let the customer anticipate to in fact to expect that it may the upcoming delivery may also go wrong. So always make sure that your software is working right. Okay, so that is one. Who can read the next one? Who can? So we are done with the, okay, Ruby, could you read the last one?
Sure. Agile processes to support a consistent development pace. Teams establish a repeatable and maintainable speed at which they can deliver working software, and they repeat it with each release.
Thank you so much, Ruby. Yes,
Welcome.
agile processes to support a consistent development pace. So pace becomes very, very important, and that continues to keep this process really ongoing and more supportive and more consistent. So for you, repetition is the keyword, consistency is the keyword, and increment is the keyword. So when you follow this, you will see that your software delivery pace is ongoing, equal, and consistent. And when it is consistent, it establishes the maintainability of the same, and that is why it is expected to be the repeatable kind of the delivery, and that establishes the continuous speed of the delivery. Okay. And that makes sure that when you're delivering with this speed, with the consistency, and repeating every single say for example, what do you mean by repeating? Say for example, the entire loaf of the bread has to be consumed, and it cannot be consumed all at once. Okay, you have got your customer, say for example someone to whom you want to deliver the loaf of this cake. So you are just giving them every single day with the 3-4 slices. Understand, 3-4 slices are the functionality of a software, a bigger software. So in a say day 4, the entire loaf can be consumed. Okay, so day 4 could be your 4 weeks. Okay, so I'm just trying to give you example and trying to connect with that so that you can understood. So how did the entire loaf or the software could be consumed? Because consistency was there. Every single time 4 features were coming out, 4 new functionality of a software was coming out, and the 4 functionality could be that today we will learn that what is the recap of the agile, what all the assignments was given last time, and we will learn the 7 principle and 4 core values. And tomorrow we will get more in details, because we have to consume all the agile agile methodology framework and related stuff with that, because this is so much to learn. Okay, so do you follow how did we connect that agile processes to support
Yeah.
support a consistent development
Yes.
pace? Okay, thank you so much,
Yes.
everyone. So before we move further, I want this part, uh, Prerna to she can take this remaining four ones. So Prerna, are you there?
Sure, Gaurav. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good explanation. I just want to highlight one important thing, that agile principles, as the word suggests, are like the pillars or the stepping stones of agile. And it is my humble request, and it will be very useful for all of you to just remember them the way they are, right? So, all these pointers, all these principles are like keywords for you. If you're writing in your notebook, jotting it down post this session, please mention all the points in your notebook, okay? Because they may not be asked directly in the interview, but then knowing these principles and using them while you answer during the interview, that will be very good. It will be like, an brownie point to you, because the interviewer will already know that you know these concepts, and you're thorough with them. That was just an highlight. So now I'll just request maybe Suchana to read the first point. Yeah, please.
Yes. Attention to technical detail and design enhances agility. The right skills and good design ensures the team can maintain the pace, constantly improve the product, and sustain change.
Thank you, Suchana. Now, as we say, attention to technical detail and design enhances agility. That simply means now we all have understood that how agile works. Agile is a very tightly scheduled, project methodology, wherein you have really limited set of time. and you're already working with super skilled people, okay? These people have the best of knowledge in their area, they're the experts. So, and the customer requirements are ever changing, and they're, they are, they
Ma'am, I
can be
can't hear
complex.
you.
Who can't hear me? Hello, is it Disha? Am I audible? I think everybody could hear me. Hello?
No, I can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
we
is it
can hear you.
Okay,
Yeah,
we
so
all can hear Prerna, so I think someone is not able to hear. So
yeah,
please check your speaker
please check your audio
and
settings,
you can
or just,
reconnect.
yeah, increase, first of all, increase your volume, device volume. And if still not, then please leave this meeting and join again. That might help you. Sometimes it
okay?
happens due to network fluctuation. Okay?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. But if you have any such problems, please raise your voice. That's fine. Yeah. So the thing is, what is the expectations that to ensure that we are working in the agile environment, we have to give attention to the technical details. We have to ensure that the product or the service which we are working on, the website or the application that we are working on, has to be technically best. It has to, that, and how that would be technically best, by giving attention, or being attentive to all these details of development, testing, technically, functionality wise, software usage, or all this technology network, everything has to be perfect, or has to be the best of the best quality, because we are working with the best of people and skilled people. Hence, this is one of the very important principles. Just simply remember that the project or the product that we are working on has to be of the best quality. And how we achieve that? By giving attention, by giving a close, I would say, understanding and close implementation of this good quality technical implementation. Okay, so this is this point. See, all these points, if you ask me, are pretty self-explanatory. That is why we have this one liner along with these principles, so you could understand what do they mean. But still, we would like to give you some elaboration that is related to the industry experience, so you would understand how this principle work. Okay, fine. Any doubts in this? I'm going to the next part otherwise. Yeah, so I'll just request Sharda to read out the next point.
Simplicity, develop just enough to get the job done for right now.
Okay, now this is one of my favorites because it's highly underestimated. Okay, it simply says simplicity. Okay, what do we mean by simplicity? Simplicity actually means, and simplicity simply means it is
Simple.
going into this circle of simple word. Yeah,
Yeah.
it means that
Keeping it
whatever is
minimal.
asked, just focused on that and deliver that right now. Now you may find this sentence pretty strange, or why do we have this kind of a very simple or very straightforward line? But I mostly say this line that simplicity is really super underestimated and people don't consider that. See, first of all, we have to remember the background wherein we are working. Okay, we are working in a very tight schedule wherein everybody is giving their best, and there is a lot of ongoing tasks. There are a lot of ongoing tasks going on. Everybody is occupied. So what happens in that spur of a moment when you're working on something, you're developing, you're in that saying, you often feel, okay, we are giving this functionality to the customer, let me add this functionality also. Okay, let me add this design also, let me, because you're in that spirit of just delivering. But at the same time, we have to just take a step back and do some retrospective and realize, is it really asked by the customer? Okay, because first of all, we don't have that time bandwidth, and neither we have the resource bandwidth. So it's very easy to get carried away in that motion of delivering. So I'll do this, I'll do that, but it will really hamper the delivery of other subsequent items. That is why this is one of my favorite points, wherein we say we have to be straightforward and simple and deliver what is asked. Do not get fancy and try to give more features and at the cost of other required features. So give what is asked for. This is what this simplicity means. Okay, I think it's pretty straightforward, but it's very important you remember this. And even in tomorrow in the actual organizational setup, please ensure that you are working on something that is being asked, and not on something that you feel customer should have. Okay, we have to strictly, or we have to follow or adhere to what the customer asks us. Okay, this is a quite an easy point, but an important point, so please remember this. Next, I'll just request Disha to read out the point.
Yeah, sure. Self-organizing team encourage great architectures, requirements, and designs. Skilled and motivated team members who have decision-making power, take ownership, communicate regularly with other team members, and share ideas with that deliver quality products.
Yes, thank you, Disha. See, it has simply means self-organizing teams. The word itself is kind of self-explanatory. Self-organizing teams means these teams are able to organize, able to manage themselves by their own. Okay, that's the first point. They know how to manage themselves because they're highly skilled, because they're highly experienced, because they're highly trained, and because they are one of the best of the resources. They manage quite pretty well on their own. That's one. Okay, that's for starters. So these kind of people, when you have in the team, they encourage great architectures, requirements, and designs. Yeah, this simply means when we have such high quality deliverable, high quality people, as in high quality resources, best of their equipped with best of their technical knowledge and their work ethics, it would definitely result in good architecture and good requirement gathering and good design. Okay, now there is a simple example I'll give you. During our school exams, okay, if we have studied for the exam, or if we had studied regularly, you know what the results are. And if you are a last minute a runner, or just a last minute study person, and you just ready study everything in hush push, and there is no proper planning, and you're just panicked, and you're just going through everything, you know what your result will be at that time, right? Everybody must have experienced this in their childhood. So similar way, when somebody is skilled, trained, and they are the best in what they do, the outcomes are nothing but the best, right? That is what we can expect, and that is what is delivered. So this is what we can say when self-organizing organizing teams work, and their delivery is the best. It can be in the form of architecture. Architecture means whatever application we are making, we prepare a blueprint for it, just like any other. You must have seen, there is a blueprint when there is a construction going on for buildings or for the houses, right? Give
Yes,
me yes if you
yes,
have. Yeah, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
those are called blueprints in their terminology, wherein in IT, when such kind of architecture is created, it's called technical architecture. Okay, so that's the part. Now, last point, I'll request, I would say, Sneha to read out.
Sure,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Okay, please.
Uh, yeah. Regular reflection how to become more effective. Self-improvement, process improvement, advancing skills and techniques help the team members work done efficiently.
Thank you, Sneha. So this is again a very good important point, and this point is not only important in Agile, but even in our real life scenarios, that are regular reflections. So we have to take a moment, sit back, and retrospective, and think over how we can be more effective. Okay. Uh, Even though we know that these are the highly skilled, highly experienced, you must be wondering, why am I using these words so much or repetitively? Because these are the words that you should be using even in your interviews or in your discussions. So yeah, these teams are among the best of the no, lot from your organization for any project. And why they are best? Because even after being super trained and super skilled, they still try to work on themselves, they still try to improve themselves, which is a very important thing. And that's like a superb circle wherein they keep retrospecting, they keep they are checking their performances, how well they are doing, and wherever they find flaw, they keep growing, they keep correcting it, and they keep learning from it. So for example, there is some architect, and imagine their interpersonal skills are not so great. It happens many a times where technical people love to be with their laptops and their machines, and they're not so great. I said sometimes, not always. Okay, they are not so great in their intercommunication skills or dealing with people. So in such a scenario, if there is a technical architect, he can definitely work on his or her communication and how to manage with other people, so like that. So yes, this means we have to, I mean, they do focus a lot on self improvement and process improvement. Means how we do such things, how we do certain things, even if you are driving, even if you are working in office, what is the process? Yeah, so first you open your laptop, you check your mails, and you see what was pending from yesterday's task, all that things. So similar way, they have to check how to improve further in the areas of process, and how they can still increase and advance their skills and techniques, which would ultimately deliver properly and ensure that they are doing their teamwork efficiently. Okay, so these are one of the simplest, if I have to call it, points or principles, yet very effective or super effective. Okay, so I'll request you post this session, or even right now, if you're writing them as keywords, it is really great, it is very helpful for you to understand. Yes, Gaurav, can we go to the next slide, please? Yeah, Gaurav, can you hear me? Is there
Hello.
any? Yeah,
Yeah, sorry,
Gaurav.
my
Oh,
laptop was frozen. I don't know why.
No
Yeah,
worries. I thought I was not able. You were not able to hear me. No
no,
worries. Yeah.
no, no. So I'm good to go on the next slide. May I?
Yeah, sure. You can, or I can also take. Better. I'll take. You have been talking for half an hour.
Okay,
Take
okay, no
some water
worries.
break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. So, along with all the other points, we still have further points wherein we how we can implement and how we can incorporate agility in projects. So I'll just request Tejaswini to read out the first 4 points. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you. To prove the speed delivery,
Mm-hmm.
continuous delivery, small to bulk agility is encouraged in the projects. Reason
Mm-hmm.
people have done the certifications as PMI ACP, SAFE,
Mm-hmm.
which is a Scaled Agile Framework Enterprise, Kanban,
Mm-hmm.
and DevOps.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I would request Ruby to read out the next points.
yeah, sure. So Scrum in different levels or types of master,
Mm-hmm.
product owner and developer certifications,
Mm-hmm.
P4MR Agile adaptation to the Inter-American Development Bank,
Mm-hmm.
and other new levels of certifications that have grown similar to Team Coach, Enterprise Coach, Agile Leadership, Scrum Advanced, amongst others.
Okay. So these are the way how you can implement your agility in projects. So basically here we have list of certifications that can be done in in connection with agile. So we have SAFe, that is Scaled Agile Framework Enterprise. We have PMI, we have Kanban and DevOps. So see, Kanban we'll be studying. DevOps is definitely not in purview of our training because it's quite technical, or it's quite from implementation point of view, and not directly linked to our course of action or our course of understanding. Yeah, Scrum in different levels or types of master, that is definitely our way. We'll be learning how a Scrum master deals and work. So here, Agile leadership, Scrum advanced. So all these trainings mentioned here are basically are the opportunities, or are the ways uh, wherein we I would say a professional can enhance your skills. Okay, these are just a list. It's not, I'm repeating, it's not mandatory that everybody has to know this and has to work on these, but it's good that if you do some of the certifications as per your liking. Okay, so I'll just request Gaurav to throw some light on some of the certification if he wishes to. Yeah, Gaurav.
Yeah, sure, Prerna. So the important factor over here is not only the certification. Certification, anyways, you can do with your own pace if you wish to. So always not certification are important, but rather than knowing about it, the knowledge of it, how things will work, will add value. But having the certification will be most added value. I mean, it is not always that you won't get place if you don't have the certification, but when you will have certification, that is okay, and that will add more authenticity to your profile for which you are applying. So you can take a training from anywhere in this world, but for getting certified, you need to go to certain places where, apart from your previous training, you need to pay some amount, and you need to complete the PDUs they will provide, and then then appear in their examination and then get certified. So to name a few, like PMI Institute is there. So anyways, you have to pay hefty money over there, register hefty money if you are in India, register over there, and then qualify, complete some 10 hours and certain hours, and then appear in the examination, and then get the result, and then thereby get the certification. That happens with scrum.org, with Scrum Guide, with the Scrum Alliance, with anywhere. Okay, so this is something which I really wanted to add over here. So in continuation, there are more, but now can I move to the next slide, Prerna?
Yes, Gaurav.
Yeah.
But I just
So
wondering, we have to take the other session as
yeah,
well.
yeah. So we will be entering into that because we are at the last slide. So there is a
Yes.
task for you to understand this all. Understand this is a part of project. So every project has to be managed on a project management tool. So there are few tools which practice agile, which practice complete agile methodology. To name them, Asana, Trello, and Monday.com. These are really, really, or Jira. Jira is the most important tool where we work on these things. Okay. So I would request you all, pick one tool from this list. Whether it is Jira, Asana, Trello, Zoho, or Rick, or iScrum, or Tiger, or Scrumpy, Handsoft, or UTrack, pick any one, go back and practice it. So is it clear for you, everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and that will be your task and assignment. Apart from adding your summary in a video form, you can refer the drawing over here. At the start, I have talked about it. Generally, I give this task that you can have a preview on iScrum. So on this note, we are ready for the next week too, after your assignment is done, I want to ask this thing. We are getting into new session. This is about interview preparation session. There will be some tips and some tricks and some visualization today. Batch 7, if you really want to be the part of it, it is going to really add value to you. You can remain seated over here, or if you don't want to, you can drop out. Okay. So before we begin, let me quickly ask one by one word which comes in your mind from today's session. Radha.
Agile principles and values and the tools we are using for Agile.
Okay, thank you so much, Radha. Suchana, one word you feel like saying from today's session. Suchana, are you there? Suchana 1, Suchana 2, and Suchana 3. Okay, so
Hi. Sorry.
Yeah, please.
Sorry, I'm traveling, so that's why. Okay. Yeah, I want to learn asana.
Asana. Okay, cool. Very nice. So asana, I think, is an Indian tool. So yeah, you can definitely explore that. So Sharda, what do you feel like saying? One word.
Agile Manifesto, which has 4 values and 12 principles.
That's brilliant. And trust me, you are going to remember this because you remember this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Disha, what do you feel like saying?
Agile Manifesto backed by 4 values and 12 principles.
That's brilliant. That's the core we learned today. Thank you so much. Tejashwini, what do you feel like saying?
Yeah, it's the same. Agile Manifesto, which has the values and principles.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Tejaswini. Ruby, what do you feel like saying?
This is getting like interesting now.
Okay, this is
and I'm
very
so
good.
happy that it's like, so simple, and then it's no rocket science.
Exactly, Ruby. That's really not rocket science. But trust me, people are out there apart from guru schools, especially Agile Scrum. In fact, for anything, they present in a way those are very complicated, thanks to Prerna. And this is guru schools, which helps and believes to make things simpler. So it may look very interesting when it is presented in a very complicated manner, but it is very tough to simplify the things and present and make you believe that it is doable. Thank you so much, Ruby, for understanding this. Sneha, one word you feel like saying.
Agile Manifesto.
Thank you so much, Sneha. Agile Manifesto, you remember. And yes, Agile Manifesto and 12 principle are going to be in your interview as well. So let me stop the recording and